Hey Royals, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, I love how I'm opening this video casually looking like Susie Carmichael from Rugrats. Today's video is going to be me taking down these braids and also talking about my tips for self-retightening. So let's get into the video. So just a little bit of insight. I just completed my retie a couple of days ago, so this is pretty fresh. It took 5 days and about 5 hours on average each day. I didn't time it because like when you're retying and you have a toddler, it's pretty hectic. But I did complete it within 5 days, which is faster than I thought I would do. I thought it would take me 7 days to do it. I thought it would take me a week, but it took me 5 days and 5 hours a day. So it took about 25 hours to finish everything, which is not horrible for doing this less than 10 times a year. It's not bad, like it's not horrible. I'm saving money, I'm doing it myself, so I'm okay with, my camera keeps getting blurry. And my scalp is really dry. I didn't get to wash my hair properly because my little boy was not having it this wash day, so I didn't get to wash my hair properly. I only got to do one shampoo. I didn't get to do my whole routine that I shared before. My scalp is not in the best shape right now, but I figured to hold myself over till my next wash, I'll just do a braid out. And I find it a lot easier to wash my hair when I have some growth because I can really get every inch of my scalp. Does anyone else feel that way? Okay, so the first tip I have for you is make sure that your hair is freshly washed, that is clean. You do not want to start your retightening on dirty hair. And I cringe when I hear people retightening their hair when it's dirty, like not freshly washed, or like when people go to their loctician with dirty hair. Like it's not cute. I really hope this doesn't look crazy. Oh, we have some crinkles. Can you see that? I don't know if it's gonna be sticking up in a weird way, but we're just gonna keep going. So yeah, make sure your hair is freshly washed before you start your retie. That is tip number 1. Tip number 2, during your retie, you're gonna wanna make sure that your hair is damp. Damp hair is the key. Your hair is a lot more prone to break when you're retying on completely bone dry hair. Not only are you more prone to breakage, but it's just overall more painful. Water softens your hair and it brings back that elasticity, so it's a lot more comfortable to retie your hair when it's damp. I keep a spray bottle with me right beside me as I'm retightening, and I spray the sections as I go and as needed so that my hair is always damp as I retie. Tip number 3, this is something that I never ever did with my first lock set, but it has totally changed the game for me with my second lock set, is to use clips. Clips are essential for avoiding connecting and retying 2 locks together. That's something that I did in my first lock set. I think I connected like 2 or 3 or 4 locks together. So yeah, I would definitely recommend using clips because it really does make it easier to just work on what you want to work on, and it separates the hair away from each other, so there's no intertwining going on. So I definitely recommend that, especially if you're new. If you're just learning how to retie, it's definitely essential. Tip number 4 is, even though we have locks, I definitely recommend keeping around a comb, a rat tail comb or a fine-toothed comb, because especially in the beginning with starter locks, you're gonna get a lot of slippage. So I definitely recommend having a rat tail comb to really fix up those parts again and make them nice and straight. Tip number 5 is to work section by section, starting from the back and going to the front. For some reason, it's just a lot easier to start from the back and go to the front. If you start from the front, it can be overwhelming because you really see how much work you have to do. So something for me mentally about starting from the back, it's like starting from the beginning. And also, when I first got my locks installed, my mom started from the back. So I knew that a week more, why can't I think of how to say this? More growth in the back because this was started a week before this. This part was a week ahead of this part in terms of growth. So I had to do the back first just to keep up with the way it started, and it's just easier. I've always retightened from the back to the front. This is pretty fresh still. This is how my retie looks on this side. I'm actually really proud of how I did with this retie because I was really out of practice. So the fact that I was able to do it and have it look nice and neat, it's definitely an accomplishment for me. Number 6 is set time aside. If you're busy during the week, if you're working, do set time aside on the weekend to do it and put in more hours, or set time aside each day to put in a few hours. Don't stress yourself out about it, but definitely set time aside and say, okay, I'm gonna try my best to do this many hours today. And I find that helps. Husband. So where was I? Number 7 is get some sleep. Do not do your hair when you're tired. Make sure you get rest so that you can be fresh for the next day, because fatigue really does affect the quality of your retie. So with this one, I made sure to, now don't get me wrong, I did stay up late, not gonna lie, just because I was so eager to get it done. But I also did get my rest. And if I started to get really tired, I would just stop. So, yeah, get some sleep. Number 8, don't try to do it all in one day. I definitely don't recommend that. I feel like that's just too much because doing a retie is a lot of work and you have to be very careful and precise. So yeah, take breaks and don't try to do it all in one day. Number 9, hydrate and eat. If you're feeling hungry, if your tummy is rumbling, go eat, take a break, drink water. I found that having like a warm, comforting drink was really nice. So I would take a break and make myself some tea. I found it really nice to just take a break, get some tea, and then go back and continue. My favorite tea ever to drink is Coils. These braids are out, but I'm gonna have to, this is looking crazy. I'll be right back. Okay, so I really don't have gravity on my side, but you know what? We're just gonna go with it, okay? There's definitely a curl though. There's definitely a little crinkle. Just that they don't have any weight to them, so. But you know what? It's kind of cute. So we're just gonna go with it. Tip number 10 is entertain yourself. Don't just sit there staring at a blank wall. Put on your favorite TV show, binge watch something, watch your favorite movie, watch a new movie you've never seen before. Listen to music. Although I personally find that I have to be watching something because it takes my mind off of it more than just listening to something. It is a rather blustery day today. I used to love Winnie the Pooh as a kid. Yeah, so entertain yourself. If listening to something is more your jam, put on an ebook, listen to podcasts. Keep your mind distracted from your task, but not too distracted because you don't want to make a bunch of mistakes. Tip number 11. This is completely something that I follow, and it might not work for you because I've seen people on YouTube like Tay Ladon, who has a really perfect grid that she did herself, and Queen Aleem, they would not take this tip, but it works for me, and I've noticed a big difference in how mine ended up from my last lock set to now. Don't look in the mirror the whole time. if you love looking in a mirror and multiple mirrors to do the back of your head, then do that. But I found that if I were to stand up the whole time and look in the mirror at the back, it would make me overthink it, and then number one, it would end up not looking as good. Number two, it would take twice the amount of time to finish just one individual lock. I found that doing the back without looking in a mirror works for me, and yeah, that's just how I do the back. But for the front, I definitely do, especially the very front where all the slippage is, I definitely look in the mirror, I get out my comb, and I make sure that I do the parts properly, because when you experience a lot of slippage, those parts pretty much disappear and it's just loose hair. So that's what's happening in the front here. I did end up adding 2 more braids to the very front with the pieces that completely slipped out. So yeah, if you want to see the back, I will show you the back at the end of this video. Number 12, make sure you're comfortable. Don't stand the whole time. I definitely could not stand the whole time, especially like even doing the front of my hair. My back was hurting, my feet were hurting. So if you can sit down, sit down. And even if you have like a mirror set up where you're sitting down, I would definitely recommend doing that. Standing the whole time is just so hard on your body, so I wouldn't recommend that. Number 13, my last tip for this video, and it's very random. Make sure that your nails are neat and filed, and you don't have like that chipping gel, because your hair will definitely get stuck as you try to retie, and you'll end up ripping out hair. That happened to me. So I'm saying this from experience. Make sure that your nails are neat, they have no polish, or the polish is just like, the polish is not chipping, or no polish at all. Make sure that your nails are filed. It just makes for a smoother retie process. So that is it for this video. I hope that this was helpful for anyone who's doing a self retie at home. It is possible, it just requires patience. So let me go ahead and show you what my grid looks like as of now. I finished my retie 2 days ago. Here's what it looks like. I know, this is not ideal. Here's what my grid looks like. I'm just gonna have to accept the fact that I have absolutely no control over what my hair does at this stage. I'm not even 2 months in, but I so badly wanted to braid out, but it's just not gonna happen the way I want it to. And that's okay. Like, look at that. Anyways, that is it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed. Make sure to subscribe, comment, and like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye!